Hey, this is Alba speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review for chapter 1059, the matter involving Captain Kobe. This chapter is really hot, and it it doesn't change the story, but it puts us in a mindset of we have to think things through here. Where is this really headed towards? And we start off with the cover page, and I'm really surprised that this worked on. I guess Caesar used hallucinogenic gas, and I'm really surprised that this worked on Katakuri because of his whole future sight thing. Like, what's going on? Is he not using it? Like, this is very. Is Oda nerfing Katakuri in a way? Very surprising. So, this chapter has three parts to it. Well, four parts. Let's say just four parts. Five parts to be safe. The first part is Marco and Yamato, and this is purely damage control. And I kind of don't like Yamato's excuse because it belittles not only Momonosuke's Momonosuke's character but her own character. So I guess there was some sort of backlash in a way because I'm really surprised we even got this in the first place. Why did we get this so soon? There was no all there was no Luffy all thinking about the past. We just immediately go into the past. And the whole panel structure here is not even concurrent because we start off with Marco. Marco caught a ride on Shanks' ship, and Shanks is asking him to join, and it's the same gag. But how do we go from Marco remembering the past to Yamato? You see what I'm saying here? It's inconcurrent. So this is purely damage control by Oda. Oda's doing damage control here, and I don't like this excuse. This excuse is bullcrap. This doesn't make any sense at all. So that's my opinion on that, and that's that. I'm hoping there's no carrot in the next chapter or in any chapters, because this is very brilliant. And also another thing. Why do you? I guess he did get a kind of a lot of backlash by Japanese fans, because Oda doesn't really care about the Western and other fans. It's more important of the Japanese discourse. So I'm guessing there was some sort of backlash because of Yamato not joining, and that's that. The whole Marco thing, they just get to say hello and Luffy says thank you, and that's it. No conversation. And apparently, what he had to say to him was like, "This is your era now," and that's it. That's pretty much it. He returns back to to the what was it called? I'm near Whitebeard's hometown, Sphinx, the New World, the Sphinx Island. So I guess Luffy's not going to Sphinx. That's what that means. So Yamato's excuse is dumb, so we're gonna just skip that. And that's that. Marco's very dumb. So we get and now let's get to the main interesting and the most interesting part of this chapter, and that is Boa Hancock. And I hope she does eventually do what she says here. At I just want to go to be married to Luffy. Hopefully this happens, but let's settle our expectations and get to the merge into reality. Is Oda really pulling this? But then again, why is he? Well, let's see what happens. I don't want to get into because she almost died in this chapter. Period. I'm not gonna be on. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always thought Boa Hancock was strong, but she was not. I always thought like when there would be discourse of Boa Hancock fighting Kobe, I did not see a single way Kobe could actually beat her. Like, not just because of her devil, but because she has King's Hockey and all three of the observation and armament. So I never saw like Kobe stood a chance. Where my concern was in Abno and this whole SSG, and we get to see what this SSG thing is. And they're called the Seraphins. And Seraphins, they're supposed to be angels. I guess we're going Christian mythology here. So I guess the Lunarians are going to be based on Christian mythology. There's some sort of fallen angels. That's why they have black wings, maybe. That's my guess. Because Seraphins is from Christian mythology. Or Christian religion. Whatever you want to. But I love Boa Hancock's character. I really liked the arc when she was introduced and everything. and I'm really glad we get to see this. As for the Navy is in the dirt. Their credibility and their force, their power is absurd. It's like they have no reputation. They have no they. Boa Hancock one shot an entire army, not just of the Navy vice admirals, but also vice captains. Devon and Caravan, or what have Devon, I think his name is Devon and Caravan. She one shots him, like in one hit. She stones him, and that's because her ability. And we're gonna get to her ability because this is hinting to something major probably. And we see that Ball Hanker hasn't even fought, but the Seraphins start attacking, and we see that the Seraphins are Lunarians with a mix of Shishibukai DNA, I guess. And my question is, why Mihawk's DNA? I guess it doesn't matter because I guess, potentially speaking, all the Seraphins are child versions of the Shishibukai. So we're gonna get a child crocodile, child Doflamingo, and all that stuff. So that's gonna be interesting in a way. So we only see Mihawk, but the most interesting part is the child Mihawk, because this dude straight up cuts an entire. He cuts the mountainside of the woman Amazon Lily Island. That is some Mihawk feat. No armor Mahaki either. That is impressive. That is beyond impressive. But I really think they should not be able to produce haki because that is a human thing. And these are supposed to be robots because they're shooting laser beams. Unless there's something like Dragon Ball Z where they're, how would you say? They're like some sort of mix between cyborg and organic, like organic cyborg, something like that. Unless you want to do something like that. Because 18 from Dragon Ball, she can have children. So she's been modified and like she's like, it's, I haven't really, I don't remember. I have to relive my Dragon Ball Z history. But I think she has like her internals or some of her internals are mechanical. But anyway, she can produce ki. Ki is a life force in a way. And haki is the same thing as the spirit, the human spirit. And we see that this chapter cuts off a lot of times. It's very hard to keep up what's going on here because we're cutting off a lot. I guess Oda's trying to speed this up because we don't even get to see the fight between Boa Hancock and Blackbeard. But Blackbeard does acknowledge Boa Hancock's power. He even states if he lets it go, he's gonna get turned into stone. And as we know, Blackbeard's devil fruit negation only works on touch or wherever the circle of the black hole works. I think it's not AOE. It doesn't have that much of an AOE, a big AOE. So Boa Hancock, and this is something very interesting. I'm gonna try to find a picture of it, and we see Boa Hancock. If you both leave without trouble, I will do that. And she's doing the same face, or I've seen this on Reddit or like in comments and all that stuff, and there've been a lot of people posting it. And she's looking the other way while saying this, and this is typical Luffy when he's lying, when he's not being honest. So this is impressive, and it is stated here that Blackbeard is the one that wants the power. So he wants Boa Hancock's power. So why? Because we would assume that Blackbeard was searching for a Zoan type, because he has a Paramecia and he has a Logia, so he only needs a Zoan. And he does state that he's been biding his time to get this fruit. That means there's something we do not know about Boa Hancock's power. And we also have to remember where she got it. She got it in Mary Jo's pub, where you would assume they have the most powerful fruits at their disposal. So that's interesting nonetheless. it could be the same thing that's happening with Luffy with Boa Hancock, where uh Boa Hancock's a retcon and she's actually not a Paramecia. She's a Zoan, a mythical type Zoan, Devil Fruit. And if so, you have to really ponder, why is Oda doing this? Why is Oda going to the trouble to do this? Was he always intending to do this? Because if so, this seems like a lot of work. Because if this is true, then it means Boa Hancock is going to be pivotal for something. She has to play a major role in some shape or form at the end. So we see it ends up in an impasse, because all of Blackbeard's men are like frozen. So Blackbeard is like, yeah, he's not gonna take chances, so he's just gonna sacrifice all his men, even Devon and Katarina, and she's gonna straight up kill Boa. He said, because Boa, I'm not gonna be like I said, I don't want to sugarcoat it, but Boa Hancock would have died if Rayleigh wouldn't have showed up, because Rayleigh shows up and Blackbeard is sweating buckets here, and so is Kobe. But then Kobe hasn't been doing anything. Blackbeard is sweating. He is sweating balls here. Really, and he shouldn't have really been sweating, because Rayleigh admits that on a 1v1 he wouldn't have won because he's old. He states because he's old. At my age, I couldn't have possibly won in a head-to-head fight against Black. So in a 1v1, he would have been at his age. That means that he's saying, well, me reading in between the lines, that Rayleigh in his prime would have been able to defeat Blackbeard. Think about that. But then again, Rayleigh's part of the strongest crew, Roger, so it makes sense. But you also have to think about this. That means Roger's right-hand man, Rayleigh, would have beaten a Yonko with 2 devil fruits. That is insane. That's insane right there. And we found out that Shaki, well, we've known that Shaki is married to Rayleigh, but we find out that Shaki is the Amazon Lily Empress from 2 generations ago. And I guess all the Rock's theories have been debunked in a way. And I guess this is pretty nice. And this also helps, because if she's here, I would assume she could take command of the country. Because it's pretty much hinting that Boa is going to leave the country, because at the start she states like where to go. She says, you see, the Navy will always come as long as I'm here. Where am I to go? So Boa Hancock is thinking where to go. So, and I'm hoping, because she's not going to Luffy, that's for sure. Like, that's not happening. I don't think that's happening. There is one possibility she joins Cross Guild. I would like to see her join Cross Guild. If she joins, I guess, the Cross Guild, I think she's in a more safe zone, because I highly doubt Blackbeard is going to attack the Cross Guild like head on, because he's a cautious dude. He's not going to take that huge risk. He wants the power, but we also see him do a play here. He straight up abducts Kobe. Now, this is beneficial in 2 ways. Well, it's beneficial in only one. We can have an interaction between him and Kujan, the ice guy. So we're gonna find out what's going on. If we ever go back to this. Like, it could be years before we ever go back to this. I'm not gonna be honest with you, so don't get your hopes up. So if we ever go back to this, he's gonna go to option 2. Blackbeard is using Kobe to bait someone out from the Marines, potentially to get his devil fruit. If that's true, this is also good for his character. If Kobe is the reason an admiral or someone dies because of him, someone from the Navy because of him, this is going to change his character in a good way. I don't think it's going to do it in a bad way. As for the Seraphim things, very intriguing. It's very intriguing that Mihawk's one, he keeps the eyes, which is pretty much hinting that Mihawk is a part of a race. Like, I I'm pretty much I'm gonna put, I'm gonna say that Mihawk is part of a, like some sort of race, just like the long leg tribe. They have lang. There's part of a race that has these eyes, and there's probably not a lot of them to begin with. Now that I think about, because we've only seen two people with them. Because I don't think Zunisha counts. So we've only seen two people with these eyes. So that's pretty intriguing. And there's a lot of emphasis on these eyes. So I'm thinking Mihawk is part of some sort of race, just like the Lunarians, but potentially stakes. Because I think Big Mom does state that one of one race is considered extinct and one is near extinct, something like that. I don't remember. So this is setting up for future events, what I see it, and by the looks of it, it's going to be really good future events. And I really like Boa Hancock's character. You see her all debate, like she's in a she's in a low spot here. She's like on Rayleigh's lap for comfort here. This is pretty humbling of her. We've only seen her in this form in front of Luffy pretty much. Everyone else, she's always a strong boa. Even when she was being choked out about to have her neck snapped, she was still like strong. But she was scared. Not, I'm not gonna lie. You could see it in her face. She was scared. She knew she was done for. I'm not gonna. Ball Hancock got lucky. So guys, for now, I other than this is an incredible chapter. It sets up future events that we do not we don't period we don't know the outcome of, but these future events are looking very very good. I'm liking where this is going, and I'm very intrigued to see what's next. Saki, I don't know what Saki's Kuja parts. So this is very nice. Well, this is a great chapter. Thanks for watching. Peace out and have a nice day.